Since intercomprehension is a new concept to many people, we have devised a few icebreakers in order for people to get more familiar to using this type of technique. My name is Eric Hemming, and I work for the Åland University of Applied Sciences in Finland. So here in the picture you can see that in order to break the ice you need to have some kind of vehicle, or you need a lot of heat, a lot of warm weather. And of course it is the point here that this is supposed to be funny and nice, like sunny day, but it's also going to teach us to go through the ice and to go to where we want to, although it seems a bit difficult. So we have worked out materials that can be used then to break the ice in a group. If you come from different countries, you can get to know each other better by learning a few things about each other's languages and trying to listen a bit more to what the people really have inside, because the language is where our culture really lives and our soul lives in our language in a way. And we can also say that we also have materials that are supposed to make you familiar with the different techniques when it comes to finding out information from information in other languages, then to find out something which is interesting. And by doing this, you will get more familiar to the idea, and your attitudes perhaps will change a little bit, so that you see that there are openings. Of course, you have to realize that it is a lot easier in some languages, and in some languages it's really, really difficult. So you can't really understand anything in those languages if they are very different. But the point is to develop strategies, and that is techniques, so that you can do it in a clever way, and you can use context more. That is the information around the text, around the words. So that involves decoding non-verbal communication. That is gestures and the way people look, and also, the way we sit and stand and so on, and pictures, etc. And remember that partial comprehension is okay. You don't have to understand everything all the time. And approximate is okay, because if it's not exactly right, it's still much better than nothing. And then to think about what you have done and to see how you actually were able to understand something is important here. So the icebreaker activities are tasks and that involve using many languages that you have never studied. The aim is to try to use these languages anyway, although you haven't studied them. Very much like one has to do when working in an international environment, which is probably what you are going to do in the future. And the key is to look and listen carefully, because normally we just tell ourselves, no, I don't understand a word of Dutch, I can't understand German at all, Spanish is Greek to me. But if that's because you don't really try. If you try, it's not going to be that difficult. So it's about discarding phobias of unknown languages, to give yourself the taste of many languages, because you can always understand something, almost every time. Here are a few of the links that we can use. For instance, we have the weather information in many languages. Let's say that you're going to be on a sailboat in the Mediterranean. You want to know what the weather is going to be like in different places you go to. And here are the links that you can use. And when you meet people, it might be fun to say something about sports, or at least discuss that. And if you have a little look in their sports media, you will know something which can be the starting point for better communication. And when you go to these sites, I promise you, you will always understand something. And if you see a few words that you think you understand, it's interesting. Why do you understand those words? maybe you can understand something important about the language, something which is simple but important that you will be able to use in the next thing you do. And the next thing, I'll show you that. It could perhaps be to go to a site where you can buy food online, because those are normally full of pictures. And you know, the categories of food are normally the same as in your own country. So you can browse there and have a look at what kinds of food they are offering. And in the process, you will probably see a lot of words and you will understand them. You don't have to take notes, you don't have to study, but you will remember a few of them for sure. These are just a few examples of how an icebreaker can work. And I will show you more in the next videos to come. See you.